Yo, it's your man MAS, back with the final dandadan video. Alright, so this is pretty much the wrap up, the overall summary of where do I rank this anime in terms of a must watch or like grading it, right? Honestly, dandadan is hands down the best anime of 2024. I mean, that pretty much answers your question in regards to is this a must watch? It's definitely a must watch for 2024. Again, I've said this in other videos, so people don't get the wrong idea. Dandadan is not the greatest anime of all times. No, it's not the greatest anime of 2023 because, you know, there was Frieren. Nobody's saying Dandadan is better than Frieren. Like, here's the context. In terms of anime, new anime that came out in 2024. We're not talking about season 2s, you know, like Bleach, like the new, no, we're talking about brand new animes that came out in 2024. Not the mangas, because we know we don't read over here, but in terms of like, oh yeah, no, like dandadan has been existed because, you know, no, we're talking about anime series. First anime series, brand new, season 1 of 2024, right? Dandadan was the best, right? There's also Solo Leveling, which if dandadan never existed, Solo Leveling will have it, but dandadan is a damn good anime. All right, so let's just get right into it. Why is this a must watch, right? Pretty much if you're an anime watcher and you've watched the same I reincarnated has this, or I entered a different world, all the isekai BS, right? There's that. There's the typical shonen power-ups. There's like a lot of typical tropes you see in anime, right? So if you're an anime fan and you want to watch something innovative, dandadan checks that box. It definitely checks that box. It's not greatly innovative, not saying like, oh, dandadan is the greatest thing since sliced bread, like in terms of innovation, no, but in terms of the garbage that's out there, like there is a lot of anime garbage out there. Dandadan is a refreshing aspect to anime, right? Like it is innovative in that respect. It is a different kind of anime, right? It's more edgy, has the Fooly Cooly factor. So for all my old heads who know what Fooly Cooly is, FLCL, it has that factor. So dandadan is definitely not a boring anime. It is definitely capable of capturing most anime watchers' interest in a short amount of time, right? So I mean, there's that, right? So for the people who watch anime pretty often, it is a different change of pace for sure. So it checks off that box. In terms of the language, the dialogue, right? Like how the characters interact, it also checks off that box, right? So compared to always call it like anime humor, which I'm not a great fan of. Anime humor is very like, it's almost like a replica of maybe Japanese culture, where it's like very shy, very not edgy, where they try to be edgy. Like if you watch enough anime, you know what I'm talking about. It's how they talk to each other, how the characters talk to each other is really common in a lot of animes. So it's not that innovative to me, right? Dandadan is not like that. Most people probably argue, which I will understand. Dandadan kind of airs on the side of ecchi, you know, like the perverted kind of anime where it's like they talk about dirty jokes. They talk about what most human beings talk about, right? Like, I feel like most people talk about those kind of things. Most people aren't that conservative like that. Dandadan is pretty much on that side, but it's not full on that side because it's not talking about straight like perverted stuff. Like it's not hentai. I've seen a lot of people try to compare it to hentai. Come on, bro, do that. And if you do that, you're categorized as hentai or ecchi. Ecchi is like ECCHI. I probably spelled that wrong, but you know what I'm talking about. So like, even when I was talking to like my boy, I was like, yo, he doesn't mess with that like anime from back in the day because like the animation wasn't bright and popping and like he likes, right? So dandadan pretty much I won't say it goes above and beyond in terms of like it goes above and beyond. Like Solo Leveling, I think the animation, like it kind of goes above and beyond. I'm not gonna lie, it goes above and beyond. It's quality animation, quality graphics. And then, I mean, maybe the other topic in terms of like story and action. This is where I personally know about nothing until it became something, right? Because Lord forbid you were high. Like, for a minute, I feel like it wasn't about anything, right? Not as much as Jobless, where it was like, it kind of kicked in later where, you know, helping this person. And then like they slowly made goals. It became about something. But with dandadan, they set goals. So it didn't really feel at it at one of the episodes, which again, I didn't read the book. So I'm assuming that the main goal, right, is pretty much to stop the aliens, right? And the reason these characters have powers, you know that there's going to be a power creep at some point. There's going to be a central villain. It's going to happen at some point, right? Dandadan checks so many boxes. It has the romance factor. It checks all the boxes well. So, I mean, if I had to be honest, if I had to grade Dandadan as a whole, I would give it probably have to give it an A. I'm not gonna lie. Like, even the soundtrack. Do you see how many YouTube videos I see to the, like, dandadan track, like, it checks off so many boxes, whereas I feel like other animes of 2024 don't check off every box. Some animes check off other boxes really well, like maybe action, like maybe suspense, like maybe isekai, like they check it off really well, but it doesn't check off all the categories. Like, it's not as balanced. Dandadan is the most innovative and the most balanced anime in terms of doing everything well that I've seen in 2024. So yes, Dandadan, for anybody who is an anime watcher, it is a must watch. At least season 1. Give it a try. I'll say, especially like episode 2, I would say give it to like maybe episode 3. To me, the best episode that really captured me was episode 7, right? Episode 7, I was amazed by their ability to tell a sad story. Like, like, at that point, I was like, yo, this show is diverse, right? It is diverse. So yes, overall, Dandadan is a A, not an A+, but it's an A. And we'll just have to see what happens in season 2. But I mean, that's my overall review of Dandadan. I'm looking forward to season 2, just like I'm looking forward to Solo Leveling season 2. All right. But yeah, it's your man MAS. Please, if you like the content, please like, comment, subscribe. Of course, I got my own anime/manga. I got to start with the manga version. I don't read, but please read my thing. All right. You can check it out in the link below and probably after the video. But yeah, I'm out. Till next time. Happy holidays.